3 alarming reasons why diets fail. So guys, today I'm going to be discussing 3 reasons why diets fail you. And here's the catch. It's not you who's failing. Run the intro. Come on. Yo Bar, welcome back to It's the Yo Bar series. I'm Chris Harding, and today I'm going to be giving you an insight as to why diets don't work, or better yet, why they can't work and why they are failing you. As I was writing the content for this video, I realized that actually I really have 4 reasons to give you. So I'm adding an extra bonus just because...
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Well, obviously, I'm a nice guy and I care about you. Just don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so on to the context in hand. Why diets are failing you. Life hack number 1. Any diet you start that hasn't been designed specifically for you isn't going to work. The reason for this is that there is a huge amount of research to now support the current thinking and dissolve any bad information or assumptions, shall we say, and that information suggests that all individuals are not the same in how or what they eat, and also more importantly, how they actually respond to food groups and diet types. So what I mean by this is that unless a diet has been designed specifically for you, with you in mind, it won't work in the long term, which leads nicely onto hack number 2. Life hack number 2. All too often, I hear this statement when I am training with my clients, and the statement runs along the lines of, Chris, I want to lose X amount of weight, but I want to do it, or I want to achieve it by the end of this month. What people often miss out is the fact that if you aren't where you want to be in terms of an ideal body weight, body shape, or an aesthetic look, you need to think about weight loss or any form of physical change or progression in the long term. Most people that I meet and most people that I train with want to do better for themselves, but quite often they undercut their goal by giving themselves an unrealistic time frame in which to achieve the weight that they would like to be. Now, if you think about it in a logical sense, you don't just become out of shape or overwhelmed, shall we say, by the amount of weight you have put on overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. In a more realistic light, it takes a long time to get to a stage of your life and perhaps a certain relationship with your body where you may make the decision eventually that enough is enough, or that you are unhappy with your body, health, and well-being. And just to add on to that note, guys, it takes a long time to get into great shape, to learn better eating habits and patterns, and also to have a great relationship with your lifestyle and well-being. So nobody, and including myself, has ever said that losing weight and staying in fantastic shape was ever going to be easy. It's definitely something that takes time, knowledge, and also patience as well as application. That's great, Chris, but where the hell do I start? Actually, it is very, very simple. Do just 2 things for me. I want you to set yourself a long-term goal for, let's say, 12 weeks. And then I want you to set yourselves a short-term goal, which can be from between 2 to 3 or perhaps even 4 weeks at the absolute maximum. In this short-term goal, you need to set yourself not only a goal, but a realistic habit that you want to change. For example, I want to lose weight and get fit, but I'm not doing any progressive movement in my week or even in my daily routine. My activity is quite poor, or perhaps even low level amounts of activity. Okay, so let's say that that was the case. Let's start there. Within my first 2 weeks, my short term goal is to potentially lose weight, but my main goal is to actually move more. Here's another example for you guys. So I want to drop a few pounds, but my exercise is on point. I have a good routine mixed with different exercises within my life. But those last few stubborn pounds just won't budge. So for this example, your short-term goal, which may be 2 to 3 weeks, is not actually to lose weight, but to look at your movements, your eating habits, and your exercise regime. So guys, for this example, your short-term goal is not actually to look at losing more weight, but actually to look at your dietary movements, your eating habits, and also your exercise regime. If you are one of those individuals who want to lose a few pounds, say between 2 to 6 pounds, or even perhaps 1 to 2 kilos, you're not going to be able to shift that weight in such a short-term goal as 2 weeks. It's just absurd. Instead, what you need to make your short-term goal is to change something within your habitual lifestyle and patterns. That could perhaps be something like extra treats or snacks that you allow yourself in your daily lifestyle, or the high carbohydrate late night meals you've been eating, or even perhaps you're under eating, which in my opinion is probably worse than overeating on your macronutrients and also overall calorie intake. Life hack number 3. Get yourself a personal trainer, or at least train with someone who pushes you or perhaps knows better than you when it comes to exercise and training. This could be an influencer or perhaps even an online coach. I completely understand that having someone like a personal trainer can be really expensive, and you may think a luxury for the rich, or why would I invest in a trainer when I already train? And I know that you probably don't want to spend yet more money than you already have, but here's some tips and reasons to invest in a personal trainer, online coach, or a buddy up at the gym that can help you progress. The main reason for training with someone who is better than you is because, well, they're better than you. However, that being said, you are not after someone such as a personal trainer or coach who is a little bit of a know-it-all, or someone that you may want to look up to and admire. They should be the type of individual that pushes you and wants to help you attain your short and also long-term goals. If you are looking for a personal trainer, here's a few tips for you to keep in mind. Firstly, before you do anything, get yourself a personal trainer or coach who has had 3 years or more experience within the fitness and health industry. Any trainer who is worth his or even her weight in gold should have a decent amount of understanding about general fitness and also some qualifications to match. Unfortunately, for coaches and trainers such as myself, the fitness industry is highly unregulated. And unfortunately, a lot of PTs are not as qualified as you may think, or perhaps they're inexperienced in terms of working with clients and therefore aren't always the right type to be able to set goals alongside your goals and help you progress with your training program. Secondly, you don't have to pay a fortune. Here's a short story. For a short time, I had some personal training clients online, which at the time I thought was the next best move for my business. And for a time, it did work and it worked well. But what I noticed was that clients were slightly smarter than I had anticipated. For example, they would buy into my services for, let's say, between 2 to 3 months online. They'd download all of my workouts and training advice, and then they would leave. So in actual fact, they had the training and support to reinvest what they had been given through me, to then continue without actually having to pay. Thirdly, having a professional relationship with a personal trainer or coach can add a lot of value to your life. If the PT is good at what they do, then you will see benefits. And who says that it has to be every single week that you train with them? For example, you could ask them to train you for 6 weeks, and for a pat price, you then apply what they have taught you for another, let's say, 2 to 4 weeks after you've had the initial 6 weeks, and then return to them once you feel you want to advance or perhaps even re-up on your training sessions. Fourthly, unless you're a seasoned athlete, it's more than likely that a good personal trainer or coach will give you a different perspective on your own training, change your programming habits, and also get you moving in a more functional, injury-free way. Life hack number 4. The word diet is leading you down the wrong path. Let's be honest, if you think about it in the simplest way possible, when you think of losing weight, you may think that I need to go on a diet. I am such a fatty. It's now becoming a joke. And if you are thinking that, then you're being a little bit harsh on yourself. I mean, come on, man. Just lighten up. What I'm trying to say is that you could be one of many, many people who are under eating, or in a more descriptive term, your intake of macronutrients and your calories are often too low. There is a bit of an argument going on at the moment, and that is within the fitness industry and also the medical research industries, to say that tracking calories actually doesn't work for a lot of people. But in my opinion, you need some form or some sort of baseline figure to be able to work from. Otherwise, you don't know how much or how little you're either over or under consuming. So why is under consuming food such a big deal? Surely eating less is a fundamental factor in losing overall body weight. Well, if you are thinking that, I hate to tell you that you're absolutely wrong. Therefore, if you drop your calories too low, you're actually going to unbalance that equilibrium that your body is trying so hard to keep, which will put a demand on your body to pull back and not to burn the body fat that you're so desperately trying to shift. This is also known as starvation. And I know exactly what you're thinking. I don't want to take in more calories, and also I don't want to track my calorie intake. And that's okay. You don't have to, but it's helpful to get an understanding of what your intake is per day without having to run a strict dietary regime or regimen. Basically, what I mean by that, guys, is that even if you tracked your calorie intake and also your macro intake for, let's say, 2 to 3 days, it would give you a really wider scope of actually what your intake is and where you could possibly adjust that, whether you're having too little calories or too many. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you found it helpful. Please subscribe to this channel and also click that little like button below. See you next time on
It's the Yo Series.
People, if you are failing your weight loss regime and tired of being stuck at the same depressing weight, sick of weight loss clubs and diets going nowhere except crushing failure, then you need to listen up. Suffering with a lack of support and wanting to take back control of your body through better eating and getting back into shape should not have to be a painful process. Whether you just want to tone up, lose weight, look better, clean up your eating habits, or even improve your chances of reducing dietary related diseases such as diabetes, then you need the Adaption Nutrition course to help you regain a better life balance. The Adaption Nutrition course offers you full support, and for only a one-off fee of $169.99 or 4 installments of just $42.99 for 4 months. You will also receive a full 100% refund if you're not completely satisfied with our product after the 6 weeks course has been completed. Guys, you need to be able to take back control of your body and also your health forever. So don't be surprised to learn that diets on average have a huge 97% failure rate, and also diet or weight loss clubs have a 65% failure rate. Don't waste more time, money, and add stress when it comes to dieting. Do it correctly the first time and save not only money, but years of frustration. Our nutrition course has a 93% success rate, backed by science nutrition, real-life client-based studies, and dietary methods that have worked on many hundreds of case studies. Adaption Nutrition and also the Adaption Nutrition course is nutrition that works to fulfill your ambition and your goals. If you want to find out more, please click the link in the description.